Eagles lose by 30 in the wild card. So let's talk about who the Eagles could possibly play in the wild card. So they're either going to make it as a fifth or the second seed, right? So the Eagles, if they make the fifth seed, if they don't win the division, the Cowboys win it. They will play the winner of the NFC South, whether it's the Falcons, Bucks, or Saints. If the Bucks lose their game, the Falcons and Saints game is for the division. But I don't think the Eagles beat any of them. I don't think any of those teams will beat the Eagles. I think the Bucks are very capable. I think the Saints and the Bucks are very capable of beating the Eagles. I don't know about the Falcons. The Falcons don't have enough offense. They don't have enough. But that's nothing against their weapons. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, they have some great weapons. They have a lot of great pieces on that offense, but quarterback isn't really there. The offensive line is inconsistent, and then you're not going to really be able to run the ball because the Eagles are just going to sell it to stop the run. Why wouldn't they? The Bucks, Baker Mayfield, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they could give that Eagles defense fits, and then their defense is pretty good as well. You have the Saints. If the Saints play as good as they are on paper, they can absolutely beat the Eagles without a doubt. But that's the issue with the Saints. You don't know what you're going to get. So if they make the 7th seed, who will they play? They'll play Seattle, Minnesota, Green Bay, or New Orleans can be the 7th seed. No, if they're the 2nd seed, they'll play one of those 4 teams. The Seahawks, Vikings, Green Bay, New Orleans. I think they would beat the Seahawks the second time around. Minnesota, they should beat Minnesota without Kirk. If Kirk was with Minnesota, Minnesota would be in the playoffs right now. They would be one of the better teams in the NFC. I fully believe that. But it's not. Green Bay. Jordan Love and the weapons that they have, and them running the football the way they have lately, I can see the Packers giving them fits on defense, but the Packers' run defense is horrible. So that's where they call it kind of fall short versus the Packers, or where the Packers fall short versus the Eagles. Then you have the Saints once again, who whether the Eagles finish as the 5th seed or the 2nd seed, they can play the Saints either way. But I think the Eagles are going to play better in the playoffs. I wonder if Nick Sirianni and this team, if they're kind of holding back, if they're kind of hiding some things. They don't really want to show everything. At the same time, you lost to the Cardinals. That's whether you're showing everything or not, you should still be able to beat the Cardinals. The Rams absolutely did not show everything against the Giants, and they still barely scraped by, but they won. But losing by 30, I don't see it happening. I think the Eagles have a shot at winning in the wild card. One now, when you get into the divisional, I'm not sure if they're capable of beating the Niners or the Cowboys. I don't think they're capable of beating either of those teams. I'm not really sure if they're capable of beating the Lions. We just saw how the Lions defense played this last week against the Cowboys. If the Lions defense can play that way against the Eagles, and the offense and Jared Goff can have himself a good day, it could be a rough day for the Eagles. And the Rams. The Rams are sneaky. Matthew Stafford is playing like the 2nd or 3rd best quarterback in the NFL right now. They're sneaky. They're sneaky. The Rams are. So I think the Rams can play some spoiler in the playoffs. I think there's a legit opportunity there for the Rams to make it to the conference championship. I think the Rams are capable of beating the Cowboys. I think the Rams are capable of beating the Niners. I think that. I could be very wrong, but the Rams are capable of beating the Niners. We saw the Niners get exposed a little bit against the Ravens. Maybe the Rams can try and do something similar and get a good game plan going. But there's only so much they'll be able to do. You know what I mean? But the Rams, they have wild weapons. Puka, Kupp, Higbee, Kyron Williams. They have so many big-time playmakers. I would be very careful. I wouldn't want to play the Rams if I were a team in the NFC. They're hungry. They're the underdog. And Sean McVay is saving things for the playoffs. The Rams are going to make noise in the NFC playoffs. To be honest with you, it's a sneaky Super Bowl pick. It's a sneaky Super Bowl contender. The Rams are. They are. Watch out. But saying the Eagles are going to lose by 30 in the wild card, I'm going to say it's piping. I say it doesn't happen.